Hey, welcome back to the theElpyDimension. I am your guide, Elpy. So I've gotten really behind this week. Today is the 9th of September, 2024. This is the red wiggler bin. The last time we checked in was the 30th of August. So today is 10 days. And I said I wanted to come in weekly, at least every 10 days. So I say 7 to 10 days. And this is the first time in like a month that, or at least 3 weeks, that I'm pushing it to the end. And tonight I'm only going to get to the one bin. So that means it'll be 11 days for European Nightcrawler bin and mixed worm bin number 2. Mixed worm bin number 1 was done on the 31st, not the 30th. So assuming I get to that tomorrow, it'll be 10 days, which I really need to, because if you haven't watched mixed worm bin number 1, which I'm actually going to put out tonight, then you don't know that I have questions about what you think about that feeding. When will that feed? How much of that feeding will be eaten? Because it is a rather large feeding. So by the time you see this, mixed worm bin number 1 will have been posted. But anyways, let's get back to red wiggler bin. Again, today is Monday the 9th. Of course I have an itch. Okay. Monday the 9th of September, and it has been 10 days since I've checked in. Now, last time we harvested the red wiggler bin, this is a population that appears to have started over, that the adult worms died, and we're left with, I was really concerned because the numbers were really looking low over the last month, and I do believe that we are seeing a recovery. I also said a while back, a couple videos back, that I believe that adding new material will also help in rejuvenating this bin, because I've not been harvesting, like I've said over and over again, this last year. I've, not just calendar year, but part of last year too, I just haven't been as hands-on with my worm bins. Now you can't see now, but maybe you saw it. As soon as I took the little worm blankets off, there I saw a couple of worms move down out of the light. And that's awesome, because that means that there are at least 2 worms who have moved into the new material. That's sweet. So last time we fed some this is a sticker, a fruit sticker. We fed some frozen thawed, freezer burned vegetables and some gazpacho that had gone bad. And I am going for this bin being on the wetter side because I want to breed. I want the worms to breed. I always said, remember, I need to make this quick. Okay, so I think I did put a little bit of food on in the side of the old material and some in the new material. The gazpacho went in the new material, and there was quite a bit. So let's quickly go through here. As is standard for this bin, right on top, I'm not seeing any worms. Oh, so this isn't right on top, but sorry guys, I gotta get better with my filming. It's not right on top, which is not unheard of, but in my more populated bins, I am more likely to find worms on top. So I am just gonna throw, well, I don't have a lot of time. Like I said, I'm going to make this quick. I will just try to be quick about. All right. So these are still the Brussels sprouts, like a month later. Okay. And we did have an apple, which is a long-term food item. It's been in here for several weeks. I got so fixated on grabbing big chunks that I'm forgetting to be looking for worms, and I've only seen the couple that I saw over there. This apple has not gotten much attention in this bin at all, which is very interesting. I think I'm going to leave it in here one more week and see what happens. Okay, so even as I scoop to the bottom, I have not found worms. Oh, there's one. One down there. That's interesting. So, interesting. Not super surprising because, again, this is a small population and I just added new material. So, that should mean that everybody, mostly everyone, prefers the new stuff. Which also says a lot about my theory that I think they would be happier in new stuff. Okay, where's baby worms here? There's a worm there. But remember, I was just over here, so those might be the same ones. It is wetter on this side. This is where I think this is where I fed last time. Yeah, so there's more worms there. Yeah, you can hear it squishier. So we are seeing some worms, but not a whole lot. Okay. This is a tomato skin. Not a baby worm. So that's good. Really pretty color. Well, I mean, not that baby worms are bad, but I like to see that adults are surviving. Okie dokie. All right. Made that super fast. Sort of. It's not really. I'm like, oh, I was super fast. And yet it's already been 7 minutes. All right. No worms. And this is sort of a transitional zone. There's a worm there, but it could have come from transitional zone, being that it's right in between the barrier to the new area. Okay. We're going to take this pile of old stuff and just move it over there. Now what we're going to do, we have a nice feeding today. I would say for this population, it's large. Medium to large. It's going to be good though. Okay. Let's go, guys. Cross our fingers. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I wish I... Okay. All right. So, worms. Worms, worms. And they're active. That's super great. And it was right in the middle that I dumped the gazpacho. Look at this, guys. Oh, yeah. All right. Very happy to see that. A baby worm. Not an adult, but not a baby. See, this is the remnants of the gazpacho. They're on this little piece of wood. As are some mites. Okay. Okay. Hey. Maggots. This is honestly, I've had fruit fly problems. I know I need to get mosquito bits. Like, this is not new. However, I've never encountered the maggots like this. Maybe it's because, thanks to my channel, I'm being way more proactive and staying on the up and up with getting in the bin. What am I doing? I'm squishing the maggots. Now, the funny part is that maggots are decomposers as well. However, it's not so much that you don't want maggots, it's that you don't want the adult flies that result from the maggots. Okay. Now we've got some really nice. I'm really happy to see. Those are potworms. They're not bad for the bin, but I believe they are a sign of sort of high acid. Not like super high acid, but I think they like more acidic conditions. Okay. All right. So here's some worms. Little bundle, little miniature party. Well, not even, but in this bin. They look good. They're active. And they're on the edge of the old material and the new. Oh yeah, hey. And these are nice. These are nice looking size worms. For a recovering population, if you ask me. Yep. I very frequently find worms along the edge of the bin, tucked in with the material. And no surprise that they're down at the bottom. Oh, there's a piece of wood down there. I don't think I'm going to lift it. All right. I'm not going to... So, by the way, this is obviously residual gazpacho. So we see that it hasn't all been eaten, as we say. There's a worm down, a couple worms down there. Okay. These maggots are wasting my time. That's why you need to get mosquito bits, Elpy. Yeah, there's quite a few worms hanging out. Well, for this small population around this wood. A couple pieces of wood. Oops, sorry guys. Okay. That looks like a blue worm. Doesn't it? Let's see if I can catch him. No. Alright, hold on. I was trying to use the camera to catch him, but... there he is. Which means that there's been migration, as we would expect. Yeah, that's a blue worm. Yep. So, super pretty, isn't it? Not the maggot. Interesting up close, though, right? He's like, wait, help me out here. You're right, you do need help. Well, as expected, this is no longer a European nightcrawler bin. I mean, red wiggler bin. So perhaps I will just call all of them mixed worm bins. That'll just make it easier anyways. Instead of thinking, is it still? All right. Okay. Way off track. 15 minutes. how long the video is right now. So there's residual food. I didn't find any of the frozen veggies. It was diced, well, peas aren't diced, but peas, diced carrots, and was it beans? Was it corn? So they ate all of that, the little bit of that they got. Oh yeah, there's some good numbers down there. Now, interesting that we've had migration because, so is that the worms in here are aging as they should? Do we have some adults because they've come from other bins? And if they have, then I would say that's still a good sign because that means that this bin is favorable. So either way, it's good. All right, where should we feed today, guys? I'm happy with what I'm seeing. Do we feed in the same place? Do we feed off to the side? Do we feed in the old material? I don't think so in the old material because they are obviously preferring the new material. Oh, there's so many maggots. That really sucks. I really don't have time to be trying to kill all of them. That sucks even more. All right, let's go ahead and make a nice little bed for the new feeding. Okay, and I'll be putting new material on top. All right, hold up. This is a large feeding for this bin. We've got an old eggplant, some strawberries, and some beans. I don't see any worms in this vicinity, so it's fine to go ahead and add a little bit of my dry mix. Put some micronutrients in here. Just a little extra. A little bit of grit. Okay. Now actually I think on top of that, to wet it down, I'm going to add some of the new material. And remember, this is newly harvested, so adding more carbon, as it's referred to, is a good thing because it's new material. So I'll keep adding carbon to these feedings. Okay, now we're going to add or put the old stuff back on top. Okay, right. Then I'm going to add the even older stuff, the chunks from over here that I picked through. This wasn't short at all. Sorry if you were counting on me to make this short. But hopefully it's still interesting. Okay. There we go. Create a little bit of a mountain. Now I'm going to try to more quickly add the newest stuff on top of this. All right, here we go. I'm not going to be too refined in this this time in laying it out. We've got papers and a piece of paper towel. And then I have one that didn't get ripped up at all. And we'll just lay that over top. Keep that nice and moist. And there we have it. That is the red wiggler bin. The struggling red wiggler bin. I am going to start calling it mixed worm bin number 3. I love that. Who is it? Nana's Worms. She named her bin. She gave her bins names. And I think that's great. I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Like, Peekaboo is one that I remember. Go check her out, Nana's Worms. I think that's super. Okay. Let's put the worm blankets on. Okay. We'll do them all the way across. Even though that stuff I'm going to want the other side to start drying out. But I want to give this side at least 3 weeks for them to be like totally in it and happy and stuff before I go taking out the old stuff and adding even more. But then again, they want the new stuff. So maybe they really just want even more new stuff and I shouldn't delay. And yeah. Okay. So again, this is the red wiggler bin, but it's going to now be the, well, I've got the European Nightcrawler bin. They're probably not that anymore either. This is going to be mixed worm bin number 3. Mixed worm bin number 3. 10 days since the last feeding. The last feeding was the 30th of August, 2024, and today is the 9th of September, 2024. And next time, to give you a sneak peek and to stir it up because I knew these were too wet last time. So how about I stir it up since I'm not going to get to this tonight. This is the European Nightcrawler bin. And next time I'm going to harvest this. They are too wet. Too wet as in I don't want them to be mushy like this. Muddy. But I can still harvest them. There are no worms in here. So they definitely, okay, there's one. They definitely prefer, okay, there's a couple. All right, 3 or 4. But I'm also digging on the side. But I can still harvest this and it'll dry out in a bucket and just keep stirring it. And I can do it, I can use it in worm tea. But yeah, this will be next time. We're going to harvest that and add new material. And then I'll be able to mix this all together. The new stuff I'll start getting my days together of knowing when's the last time I harvested. And I'll be a little bit more organized in the future. So, okay, today we checked in on and fed the red wiggler bin, which is now the mixed worm bin number 3. And this will be next, the European Nightcrawler bin. Thank you so much for your time and your interest. Be well, be safe. Bye for now.